Right, here's a bit of a video about what I'm doing here. So, a right mess, I know. I don't have much time, I work full time, got kids. So, I get a lot of waste, like all kinds of work stuff from a business given to me. So I get intruder alarm panels, fire alarm panels, CCTV equipment, video recorders, DVD players, hard drives, a few laptops, a few computers, and obviously they take up a lot of space. So I strip them down somewhere else and get rid of all the casings. I've got one here, but it's rare that I have anything like this coming in. Obviously it's worth bugger all, it's steel, can't be bothered with it. So that all gets get rid of. And normally I just bring back just the circuit boards. All different types of circuit boards. That's from a CCTV system. That's from a computer. That's from a fire alarm. Obviously I've got lots of circuit boards of all different types. Keypads, modems, all different sorts of things. Generally, what I do, it's all about getting it down as small as possible. So, I don't want to have tons and tons of equipment here. So I want to get rid of all the steel, all the plastic, just have the circuit boards. And then obviously they start taking up a lot of space. So I want to come over here, hammer and chisel the circuit boards to get the stuff off. Get all the stuff off into bits, and then sort the bits into the relevant drawers. So ideally each thing would have something that's going to be processed maybe together or something. Obviously I've got limited drawers, there's so many different things, I could have different types of switches. So this is for silver recovery. I could have different types of switches in different drawers. I'd end up with thousands of drawers or something. So that's all my switches going there. So they don't have bugger all gold or platinum, palladium, anything else in. They've got silver, potentially, tiny bits. I can't really be bothered with them, but it's better than just binning them. Might as well stick them in there. I've got another drawer for chips of that sort. Obviously I've got my main chips in this jar. I've got copper stuff in there, and it's got high content of copper. I've got some leftover RAM sticks where I've trimmed the gold off. I've got another video showing you what I've done with that gold and how I've refined that without, well, that's what's ended up in here actually. Got that gold from not using acids, just using salt, vinegar and hydrogen peroxide. It's really dirty, needs refining more, but that is gold flakes from ram sticks and chips. Where's the chips gone that I got the gold off? Doing marking these drawers. Lost them. I did have leftover chips like these, so that I did have pins sticking out. They got sat in a bucket of salt, vinegar and hydrogen peroxide. Only had 3% hydrogen peroxide. They got sat in this bucket of that with a bubbler. Ended up filtering out the gold flakes, but I'll show you another video on that. In essence, it's all about getting it down to as small an area of storage as you can. So like these are bits from mobile phones. These are bits from mobile phone circuit boards. Still need to get some more gold out of them. I'm trying to have a separate drawer for each thing and then smaller tubs for each thing. So for example, in here I've got tubs of different things in so that they're separated. So some of it, as I'm hammer chiseling off, I try and stick like the main chips in there, things in there, stick the switches in here. I have these drawers slightly open, so I sit like this on my desk there, hammer chiseling, and as I take bits off I stick them into their drawers and then throw all the used circuit boards. At the moment I've just been sticking them in these drawers. So these are ones that have been stripped. some of them got stuck in lye, but these are ones that are being stripped, and second to that, don't have any gold on them, so they are just rubbish now, really. Now let's get stuck in there. The ones that have got gold on the circuit board, I'll try and stick somewhere else. So that does actually have gold bits on the circuit board. Anything that's a bit better quality, there's gold plating on it. I'll stick it down here. In that drawer. Some more here maybe. Anything that's got gold plating, and get in these drawers. Anything that's just junk, stick it in there for now. What I do is just bin all that lot of steel. Ends from hard drives and pins should be down in this drawer. This is where I stick my gold pins. I've got my VGA ports and USB plugs down there. Obviously circuit boards, bits of gold. Mobile phone interiors, more mobile phones that I need to strip down. I've bought, I think it's 80 mobile phones off of eBay for 35 quid. The littler ones with just keypads, the older style like the Nokias and stuff, are really easy to strip down. And that's what is ultimately now, was like that. I then, with the mobile phone circuit boards, ones like this, I stuck them on the hot sand. So I heated up the sand with my little cooker thing, sat on top of there, and then hammered and chiselled them because it was a lot easier. But the problem with doing that is you've got sand mixed in. So now I've got this jar of bits from mobile phone circuit boards. This is from about 40 mobile phones. All the bits off the circuit boards. But the sand mixed in there, which is just going to make it harder to process all that lot. So I've not stuck that lot like in a jar with other mixed bits, because that's all clean, no sand. A lot easier to stick that all out on a piece of newspaper or something and separate it all out. And there's loads more bits. He's tidying up and he's basically separating out on a piece of white piece of paper. And then generally I try and build it all up, so I do loads of hammer and chiseling. But try and keep stuff separate as much as possible. So like that is stuff just off of the hard drive PCBs. So hard drives have PCBs on them from about 50 hard drives. That's the stuff off the PCBs with the bigger chips stuck in there. So the bigger chips are thrown in there, but all the small stuff has all been put into one pot. And I know that is from hard drives, and I will at another point clean that up. But I've tried to take anything out that goes in these drawers. In the house, so obviously I don't leave stuff like this gold here, just in my shed. Well, it's not even a shed, it's like open to the elements. Anyone could just come in there if they wanted to. So anything more valuable like this, all my valuable bits, all my little tantalum capacitors or gold band BCAs, whatever they're called, all the things that I think are really cool are all inside. This goes inside. Anything bigger goes out here. Obviously my whole job is to make it as small as possible so I can take it into the house and store it in small jars and little things. This isn't in a final storage jar because I'm still playing with it, but you know, once I get things into the smaller jars as possible, I could have what would be filling like a whole shed like this, stored in a tub of, say, these sizes or something. You know, it's about getting down from a box of like a video recorder with a load of metal, plastic, steel, aluminium, all that rubbish, down into its individual components, mainly gold if I can, separating out the bits, then putting them in tubs like these where you've only got one thing in the tubs. Here I've got whatever they are, don't know what they are, can't remember what they're called. Pretty much all the same thing in that tub. All the same thing in that tub, and just keep adding them up. Obviously this lot hasn't been sorted. It's pretty sorted. It's got all the same sort of stuff in it. And we're gradually putting it all into the same place. So like these gold pins shouldn't really be in here. Gold pins go in the other drawer. Gold pins. So you can just at any point just spend a bit of time sorting out one of these. It's very hard with one hand. But you know, just grabbing any gold pins that I can see. It's only a few. Sticking that back in there and sticking my gold pins in my gold pins drawer, which is that one. Obviously keep doing that over and over and over and over and over. Ideally till each drawer fills up. And then, like here, this stuff could do its own drawer. I don't know even what's in these. I could do a check-in, ripping them open. There's one open. It's probably full of copper or something rubbish. I think that's copper. But yeah, I'd have another drawer just for these things. And then, you know, keep all these with tiniest bit of gold in them. Tiniest bit of gold on the back. Have a drawer just for these. Once I've got enough of them, look at processing them. And add them up and up and up and up and up. And over time, there's another drawer. But it's got, these are off of modem cards. The time to separate the gold from the plastic on them, not easy. But the more you've got, more worthwhile it's doing. So rather than trying to process one at a time, or mixed processing, like, you know, tiny bit of this, tiny bit of that, tiny bit of that, tiny bit of that, tiny bit of that. Wait till you've got all of lots of one thing and process all them. Like, you know, that, going back to the gold. This was when I had about 60 RAM sticks and about 20 computer chips. So that's quite a lot of stuff to get that amount of gold. You know, it's not something where you want to be buying your stuff. If you're buying all this, you're not going to get much at the end. This only works if you're getting all this for free. And I bought some bits. I bought the mobile phones, but all the other stuff, all free. And unless you're getting it for free, there's no point doing it. Hope that's helped. I'll do another video about how I got that gold, and I'll make future videos about stripping all these down with a hammer and chisel with no acid. So subscribe, and then you'll make sure you don't miss any of the other videos I'm going to make soon. Alright, cheers, bye.